Around the world are getting ready to celebrate Purim. It's a holiday that marks the victory over those that sought the destruction of the Jewish people. And this year, in the midst of the war for Israel's survival, this holiday takes on an even more important meaning. Joining us now to discuss the significance of this holiday is founding rabbi at the Tel Aviv International Synagogue, Rabbi Ariel Konstantyn. Thank you for joining us. So what exactly are we celebrating on Purim?
Purim is a celebration of the victory of the Jews against an evil reign of Haman in Persia. We're talking about 2,500 years ago, that sought to annihilate the nation, mass genocide, men, women, and children out of pure hatred for the Jewish people and to enrich the coffers of the Persian Empire. And thanks to the heroism of Queen Esther, who was the queen of Persia, selected by the king Ahasuerus, along with her uncle Mordechai, who helped guide her and advise her, we were able to overturn the evil decree. We were able to defend ourselves against the anti-Semites who were plotting our massacre and slaughter. And it turned out from an evil decree to a joyous holiday that we felt God's salvation and ability to protect our people. And we're here today thanks to that miracle and that victory.
And so what are some of the symbols of this holiday? I mean, we know of the Hamantashen, for example, but what does it signify?
Well, Hamantashen itself symbolizes kind of Haman's ears, so to speak, because according to tradition, they were pointy and somewhat triangular. We poke a little bit of fun at the enemy rather than infusing hate. We want to just kind of have fun and saying, they didn't succeed and we did, and we survived. So we boo and make noise whenever his name is mentioned, and when we read the Megillah, which is the story of what happened during Purim, which we read on Purim in the evening and in the morning. So we kind of make a lot of noise at our synagogue, at Tel Aviv International Synagogue. We have a whole band, and we make music, and depending on what's happening in the theme of the Megillah, we have a little bit of like a short clip of what's happening to blot out his name. We have a lot of other customs like dressing up. And masquerades, Ad Lo Yada, or parades. And then there's also the mitzvot of the day, which are very special. We have, besides hearing the Megillah, which is an important one, which is hearing the story, we give gifts to one another, called Mishloach Manot. We gave gifts this year to wounded soldiers and to the families of the hostages to give them a little bit of Purim cheer through this really horrific time that they're going through. We give gifts to the poor, and we have a festive meal, usually accompanied by jokes and some drinking and some levity and happiness to be able to celebrate the victory of the Jews over Haman and the evil Amalek.
And, you mentioned the Ad Lo Yada, the parades, and everyone here in Israel dresses up in costumes. Though this year, due to the war, the celebrations are more muted. But is this a part of the celebration as well we will see here in Israel this year?
Well, I think this year is definitely a very unique year. It's very mixed emotions coming into this Purim in terms of dressing up and having fun and partying when we have 134 hostages still in Gaza, and we have the soldiers still fighting and sacrificing their lives. It's challenging, and yet I think that it's important that we continue to celebrate, because we do have faith in God that as he brought us to salvation in the past, God willing, he'll bring us to salvation this time around as well. We would not to let Hamas show that they have dampened our spirits, but we continue to live and to have joy, and we will not be beaten down by the evil of Hamas, like we weren't beaten down by the evil of Haman and Amalek back in the day. And that send a message that Am Yisrael Chai, we're alive and well. We're going to continue celebrating. We're going to continue fighting for good and try to eradicate evil and bring peace to our people and to the world, God willing.
And Rabbi Konstantyn, thank you so much for joining us today, and happy Purim.
Thank you so much.